Taking a live look at the nation's capital, where the latest round of federal cuts are kicking off this evening. Right now, those cuts are slashing thousands of health and human service workers, and St. Louis is not exempt.
Those changes come on the heels of the FDA's research and testing lab in St. Louis dodging closure amid the Trump administration's cutbacks. But now the Central West End facility will go without key administrative workers who thought they were safe from cuts. First Alert 4's Cameron Bopp explains what this means for you.
It was a relief.
A short-lived sigh of relief for workers at the FDA testing and research lab on Newstead in St. Louis's Cortex district after learning last month their facility would not be cut by the Trump administration's cost-cutting measures.
We were all exhausted from trying to deal with the potential fallout and figuring out what was going on.
Now scientists there speaking only to First Alert 4 saying they're nervous again as cuts from D.C. target administrative staff who handle lab operations.
It is devastating. Like these are my friends. These are people who I rely on to do my job as well.
Crucial staff keeping the lab running.
They handle our paychecks. They handle purchasing materials we need to do our jobs. There doesn't seem to be a plan in place to replace those functions.
With these workers gone, the FDA scientists tasked with testing the nation's drug supply say challenges pile up. Ongoing threats to spending and funding freezes by President Trump has led to a stall in purchasing crucial materials to test the nation's drug supply, workers say, now threatening to grind research to a halt.
They're making it impossible to do our jobs right now.
This lab has played a notable role in public safety, exposing cancer risks in Zantac, and just last month triggering a recall of acne treatments laced with carcinogens. But new cuts put future investigations at risk.
If we can't do these projects, we can't ensure the safety or efficacy of any of these drugs. This will delay everyone's access to potentially life-saving therapeutics. It'll delay or prevent finding of if there's any dangerous impurities in any drugs, including over-the-counter drugs like Tylenol, all the way up to life-saving drugs for cancer and diabetes.
Slowing drug safety efforts, FDA employees fear the worst is yet to come.
People are going to be hurt. People will probably die needlessly.
Employees I spoke with both on and off camera say these cuts could extend beyond the lab. They warn of ripple effects reaching into the economy, hitting pharmaceutical companies. And here in our area, home to industry giants like Bayer, Pfizer, and Mallinckrodt, a drug testing slowdown could spell financial fallout and potentially private sector layoffs. Of course, this is a story we will continue to follow. Sam.
Cameron, thank you.